My name is Janet Auld, and I have known Azai and his family for a number of years since they moved to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And I think they would be wonderful candidates for an extreme makeover. Azai has been very involved here in the community, at his church, and working on projects to help people who come here from other countries. He has produced a documentary for use in the workplace to help people understand the cultural differences and the things that people immigrating here go through. Both Bridget and Azai have worked very hard to better their lives. Azai is working on his master's degree in engineering, and his wife has just recently finished getting her RN degree. And she has been very busy raising their children, as has Azai. I realize the emphasis here is on what they've been doing in the community, but they have been very involved in helping people in the country they come from, in Chad, in Africa, and have recently done some projects over there. Azai has been involved in getting filters to produce clean water in 8 different villages there, and he recently returned from a trip there trying to work to make people's lives better. And there has been a war in that country, and during the past years that I've known them, I have seen them do projects such as collect money to send over there, try to send clothing, try to send computers, all kinds of things that would be of benefit to people who are suffering. And so I feel I could strongly recommend them for an extreme home makeover. And even their daughter, who is 9, composes songs and writes songs, very impressive, about their generation and their generation of peace, and through the years she has grown up hearing of all this talk of war and needs in other countries, and so she is now writing songs that reflect those concerns. So anyway, once again, I feel they would be a good candidate for an extreme makeover home. Thank you.
My name is Shirley Tobias, and Azai is one of my co-workers. I met Azai a couple of years ago when he came into our area to work. But since then I have found Azai to be a man who cares very much about other people. You can tell this by all that he does and by his unselfishness of giving for the good of the community. Even though Azai struggles with the English language, he finds many ways to communicate. He helps other people who find themselves in the same situation that he did when he first came to the new country, by not knowing and being confused with the language and the customs. I had the privilege to go to a forum at Mount Mercy University where Azai and 2 other refugees were giving their personal experiences of living in Cedar Rapids. After the stories, one of the questions asked was, what can we do as Americans to help? Azai believes that by giving both cultures information and explaining the differences of the culture and the language, it will give everyone the tools they need to make positive differences. Azai and his friend went to a 2nd grade class where they told about their country, and the children were so excited that they made this book as a thank you gift to Azai and his friend. It is a book it's an alphabet book from A to Z, and it's a book of animals. Azai and his friend went to a 2nd grade class where they told about their country, and the children were so excited that Azai and his friend were there and what they had learned about the country that they made this book as a thank you gift to Azai and his friend. It is an alphabet book from A to Z and has hand-drawn pictures of animals from Africa. And this is the class that they did all of the book themselves. Azai believes in order to change the attitudes of people, We need to start with the children and give them new knowledge so that they're able to make better decisions in their lifetime, just as Azai encourages his children to find their talents and to use them for the good of the community. In Azai's family, there are many talents and many interests. Just as the children grow, so will their talents that they will be able to use in the community. This makeover is just one way that we could thank Azai and his family for all the time and effort that they have given to the community. Azai is a man of peace and forgiveness.
Hi. The community involvement that this family has is they do nonprofit organizations with helping immigrants who come to this area to become accustomed to our cultures. This not only helps the immigrants become part of our culture, but also helps our police and people in the community be more aware of how things are done in other cultures. So maybe if they would get in some sort of trouble, the police would be more understanding and know how to deal with this type of culture or people from other cultures. This benefits me, and the things that have been organized would be like family get-togethers. I say family like in the sense of Africans getting together, they call everybody a family. My husband is from Africa. I gain a lot from these functions because I would like my children to be exposed to the African culture. This is a way for me to get that exposure to my children without having to travel so far to Africa. It helps my children become accustomed to what my husband's family are used to. So when we do travel to his home country, they won't be in such a maze of what they would be exposed to there as far as the food, the culture, and different things that African people would be accustomed to, or immigrants that come to the United States. It helps build bridges between us as Americans and people of different nations coming together. It builds those gaps so that people can live in this community together and have knowledge about different things and why different things might happen. This family moved here from a war-torn country in Chad. When they came here, they were taken advantage of and because of the desperate need that this family was in to provide shelter for his family, his wife, and his 4 children, he was taken advantage of by the seller of this house. They were not told about termites that were in the household, and they were rushed into making a decision to buy this house.